at First Sight, Season 15 at San Diego, Episode 5. And this video is for Mitch the Itch and Krysten. I'm just used to calling him Mitch the Itch, but because that's what I labeled him from the very beginning. But Mitch was also on the after party, y'all. So you have to check out my video on the after. Definitely check out my video on the after party, because on that video, we get a glimpse into who Mitch's real celebrity crush is. And it's no other than Jessica Biel. I hope she don't use no plastic, because if she does, he ain't gonna really like her in real life. After party. And Mitch has had some revelations since he filmed this episode, because you know the after party is filmed afterwards, but he must have gone back and looked at himself and realized he's selfish, and he definitely is selfish. So it didn't surprise me that Mitch chose paddleboarding as their activity to do, because one thing I done figured about Mitch is insecure. Mitch is very insecure, and the reason why he lashes out at people, says mean things, doesn't like to compliment people, like I told you before, is because when he's uncomfortable, he's like a little kid. He needs a bottle. He needs something to make him feel comfortable. He needs his blanket. He needs his binky. He needs something, and that's what you have to do to Mitch to calm him down and make him feel comfortable. So of course he's going to choose paddleboarding, because that's an area in which he feels safe. He feels secure. He feels like he knows how to do it. He won't be making a fool of himself. Everything is about Mitch's comfort. I'm telling you, everything. But as much as I like Krysten, let me tell you, I'm starting to see some things about Krysten that also kind of irritating me. I don't know if they're overproducing Krysten or what, but the one part about Krysten that kind of was bothering me this episode was after every encounter that she and Mitch the Itch had, it was like Krysten had to give a review of it, like a performance review. Like, you ever go to an event and they go, well, after this event, we're going to pass around a little survey so you guys can tell us what went right and what went wrong, so we can have a little feedback. So then the next time we plan this event, we'll do a little bit better. That's who Krysten was. And it was kind of irritating. Every time, whether they went paddleboarding, that dinner they were at, everything, it's like she's got to come back and she says, okay, let's have a round table and let's discuss it, and let me tell you what went right or wrong, and let me give my feedback. That part was irritating for me, because I know as a person, if I were just dating someone, I wouldn't want to hear feedback after every single event that we had. And honestly, you know, Mitch talked about on the after party, he felt it was selfish for him to even reveal to Krysten that he was not attracted to her. I thought it was selfish too, because listen, they've only known each other for 2 days. I felt that's something that he could have held on to himself. He didn't have to tell her, you know, because he doesn't know if he's going to stay there or not. He could grow an attraction. I didn't feel that he needed to be that forthright and honest with her so soon about that, especially something so negative. But you know what? Another reason why he did is because here is Krysten having prodded and having this performance feedback session. You know, it's almost like saying, well, don't give me a survey if you don't want to put down my honest answer. Krysten needs to stop with the surveys and the feedback forms. She doesn't need to have a feedback form from him every single time, because one thing about him is he's going to tell you the negative. He is going to tell you the negative. The only way that Mitch is allowed to even open up to Krysten and even be nice or do whatever he wants to say is when he's socially lubricated with some tequila. You know, when the tequila lets him let his guard down, and maybe he could say some nice things to her, because when he's sober, he ain't telling her nothing. He don't want to give her no ammunition to have no power over him. Just like Alexis is scared of being vulnerable because she says it feels it gives the other person power over you. That's the same thing going on with Mitch. He doesn't like to tell nice things to Krysten, because if he did, she would have even more power over him, and he already feels a less than. So here he is crying to his brother, because what he knows is, he says, I don't want to lie to her, but she keeps prodding me after every encounter for truth, and I don't want to lie to her. And so he knows that he, you know, at this moment, he's not feeling attracted to her, but he doesn't want to really tell her. But all her prodding and questioning and performance feedback forms, he's like, well, do I write down the right thing on the form and really tell them that this event sucked? Or do I lie and give them all 5s, even though I know some of the stuff was a 3? So I'm not taking up for Mitch the Itch, but I'm telling you, part of Krysten's personality, where she constantly has to have this feedback and discussions and evaluation forms, it also plays into letting Mitch sit around and talk about his feelings and what he wants and what's best for him and what makes him feel more comfortable. But like I said, Mitch has deep-rooted insecurities, and that's also a lot of things that plays on why he can't compliment Krysten. None of those things. And it's even why he's so riled up and confused, because he's like, you know, she's a nice person and she's got all these great attributes and she's pretty, but I don't know why there's no spark, because he's afraid. He's insecure. And the truth of the matter is, he's rejecting her before she even has a chance to reject him. You know, his rejecting is wound up in the fact that he doesn't even feel accepted. He was on the after party talking about it even more, but I had already figured out his real insecurity is with himself. And because he is insecure about himself, he doesn't trust anybody else, and so he attacks everybody else. And he talks about, you know, how he even though he loves people and he loves the world, he can have a negative outlook on life. He does have a negative outlook on life. He tends to point out the negative and see what's wrong with situations instead of seeing what's right with situations. And that's what he's doing with Krysten. Instead of concentrating on all the wonderful things about her, he's concentrating on whether or not she's gonna like all the stuff about him, because he's so insecure. But this whole thing about him sending mixed signals, he may be sending her mixed signals, but I don't think the signals are mixed, because I see them clearly. And I don't know why Kristen is trying to say she's receiving mixed signals, because in one hand she says, well, I just want anything from Mitch. I want him either to hug me or kiss me or even a graze of my hand. So how can she say there's mixed signals? First of all, he's telling you he's not attracted to you. He's not hugging you. He's not kissing you. He's not a graze of your hand. So where's the mixed signal? Because his penis got hard? Give me a break. That don't mean a man really wants to be with you. Mitch ain't had sex in over a year and a half, 2 years or something. He said, the wind could blow and he'd get a boner. But Kristen is like, I'm not going to try to convince you I'm a great catch and I'm not going to do all these kind of things. Exactly. Stop. And stop with the performance reviews. Stop with the performance feedback. Stop with the feedback forms, Kristen. Just do you. Have a good time. Do your thing. Stop always wanting to get feedback from him about where he is, how he's feeling. I don't know if the producers are prodding her to ask these types of questions, but let me tell you, it's coming off a very corporate to me. And I don't like it, actually. I don't like it. And she's doing all this hand holding, telling him how wonderful he is. And let's just take it day by day. I think our progress is great. And then she drops that bomb on and tells him, but let me tell you, that's like the 90-day warning to you that you might get fired. Let me tell you, if you don't tell me you love me or we're not having sex by the decision day, I will ask for a divorce. Why are you saying that so soon? You've only been married for like 3 days. Why are you laying down the rules so fast like that? I'm telling you, it feels like a performance review. It feels like your boss sitting in front of you telling you how you're going to get measured and let you know by 90 days, if you're not hitting these marks, we're going to have to let you go. I just don't know why she's doing this so soon. And honestly, the more she does it, to be honest with you, I don't think it actually helps Mitch. I think it makes it worse for him, because I think she's thinking that he has all this self-confidence and he can handle that, when the reality of it is, he can't handle this conversation for Krysten, not at all. She's like, I'm gonna need some progress. I'm gonna need these markers to start hitting. I need these milestones to be hit along the way if we're gonna make improvement. I'm telling you, it really sounds like I'm sitting in front of my boss and our boss is telling me what I need to do in order to make it to the next level. It's just so like this. And I don't know who, is someone speeding this to her or if this is the person that she has, but it's almost like she's got this track and she wants him to be on it. And it really is the wrong method for him. I think he's got a whole lot of problems, y'all. I think he's insecure. I think he's missed the itch. I think he's uncomfortable in a lot of situations and he wants everyone to make him feel comfortable. But I'm telling you, there's something else going on with Krysten, the way that she handles relationships, that's also a red flag. Regardless, she didn't deserve to be put with a Mitch. I think he was a wrong match for her. But I still don't think these two can make it. But whatever it is going on with her, I'm going to check it out more as the episode's going along. But anyway, that's it, y'all. What you think about this episode with these two? Drop down in the comments and let me know. And please check out my videos on the other couples. Talk to you later. Bye.